Hey guys, how's it going, man? Craig here, relationship coach, and today we're gonna talk about I call it the brown arrogance. So, as an Asian, we I wouldn't say we're 100% humble now. I mean, we do sometimes have a what's called nationalistic pride, or like proud of our home country, Korea, China, Japan. It's definitely more than ever because they actually build cool stuff nowadays, right? So they cool. Now, I want to talk about what I call the brown arrogance. And before we actually start about Indian people, I actually want to talk about like how um, let's see if we could do the loop thing. Loop. Okay, cool. As the background. You see, it's a lot of times that it's the Indians are very confident people, and before we actually say anything bad about them, it's like I'm gonna make a video all the good things about Indians or South Asians, and but I'm here to actually just kind of downward play out why I feel that there's got a South Asian arrogance. Okay. South Asian arrogance, I would call it constitute in anywhere from uh or like the brown arrogance, anywhere from South Asia, where they have a you know fairly tan skin, all the way down to the Middle East, maybe like Qatar, um, Dubai, Saudi, those places, Bahrain, and in a way, they all give me that vibe of that I know it all kind of thing. I know it all. You don't have to tell me anything. I don't need to learn about other people's culture. I have a great culture. You guys should respect it. I don't have to learn about your accent. I don't have to conform to your rules. It's because, we're very smart people, very smart. We know what we're doing, no problem. You always get these like words and then but yet they always not do it, that's the thing. It's that they are, they think they're so like good that you should learn from us, because we got the wisdom and things like that. As a East Asian, we always think we are inadequate. It is true. Some people say, "Oh, there's a colonizer." Uh, Maybe, but you have to respect the fact that they have built like um, guns, Wi-Fi. I mean, all those other stuff. They invented that stuff, like internet. You know, so white folks or European or Western civilization, aqueducts. I mean, Chinese they invented some stuff before, but um, definitely like the steam engine revolution has industrial revolution definitely have put them really far ahead. I mean, of course, there are stuff that's going wrong with white folks, mostly drugs, but I'll talk about it in another video. Now, I don't want to talk about the brown arrogance. It's because I work with a guy. I really respect him. I really want to keep him around, but the problem with brown arrogance is that even though they know they're wrong in something, and they continue to be doing it, and they think like the problem is just gonna go away. No problem. It's okay. I'm just gonna try harder, you know. And that's the biggest problem, And then so we're with a brown guy for a long time, and then I mean, there are a lot of smart brown guys, but this one needs a lot of extra attention, you know, and extra love as well. But however, like, I told him to like on the simplest task is like, dude, you messing up. Like you messing up even on the most simplest thing. I wouldn't say which country he's from, but like the simplest thing, like copy and pasting, could still get it wrong. And I said, what's going on? And then his reply is like, well, I'm just trying to do what you told me to do. And then, I mean, first of all, I told him, say, look, bro, I mean, I've been paying you, and you've been hanging out for a while, and then I think I would expect maybe you should learn the basic of Chinese because I'm Chinese. Um, but you could choose other East Asian languages if you like that because we have a lot of clients, we have a lot of people that are also East Asians. So I kind of loosely suggested it a year and a half ago. Today, not one single word, you know, not single one single word of Chinese. Maybe they might say ni hao or stuff like that. I even haven't even heard one word from him. And then so it's just an example of like how easily they can neglect other people's culture and how important it is to blend in and go above and beyond. Also, I said like, look, I may think maybe you have a little bit of a um, mental like a cognitive imbalance, mental imbalance. Sometimes just do some really crazy stuff. It's not like he's on drugs or anything. And so you got to take a look at it. You know what I'm saying? You got to find a shrink psychologist because it's happening when sometimes it's happening all the time. It's like I have to find some ways to fix it. And guess what he does? Just brush it off and think it was nothing. Just brush it off. Say, I'll try harder, I'm trying to do what you're supposed to do, told me. Stuff like that. So these things, like, I feel it's just pure arrogance, what I'm saying? Pure, like, the fact that, I mean, even though he knows he's in a bad position, but, these people, they're so reluctant to change, you know, despite the fact that they know they might be wrong or they might be hurting someone, but yet they will not change because inside their body is like, I'll never change for anyone. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Because you would never see, you would see like German competition, like um that there would be Chinese people that wins it, or Korean folks, or even Japanese people. The the determination of learning of another language is that high, you know. But you very rarely see even like the most American Indians, literally they're not even like the American born Indians. They don't even want to do any literatures and stuff like that. They're not interested. So to me, I just find it very like very 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 odd the fact that they just don't really care. They don't really care for other cultures. They don't want to blend in, and and that's what I get a lot of times. It's that the music, I'm saying it's the music, the movies, it's the same. This entire like 30, 40 years that they are giving. I mean, I know like actually Bollywood is going downhill because like mainly because of the content. It's pretty much the same thing. They just put in bigger production. And they deserve it, I'm saying? They deserve like going crap, because it's the same plots, And I gotta get that video, man. This is like the best video for um, Indian arrogance or South Asian arrogance. Let me go find it. Yeah, yeah, he's the perfect one, man. It's like, look, I'm so cool. I got it. And this attitude actually happens a lot. That's because they think I'm in such a great position. I know it all. I know it because I have been a Uber driver before, and a lot of Indians they think like, oh, I'm so much more superior than you. You know, you're a peasant. But it's just the truth that other countries sometimes people just wanna take people for one ride or two rides. They're not there full time. It's their own car. You know what I'm saying? Some people in Hong Kong they even use the Maserati or Benz S class just for a couple rides. You know what I'm saying? Just say some bucks just to find another person to talk to. And I think this is like the perfect um you know perfect thing that like how bloody arrogant that they can become. um Dude, you're fighting a much bigger guy. This guy, he's behind you. He could have back kicked you, you know? And that's the way I feel about a lot of these like Indians and South Asians or even brown people that they know it all. Like 99% of the time, they're gonna not know where most like of the geographic places in China, Japan, and things like that. Like they could get the capital wrongs, stuff like that, and the language. I mean, most Chinese people they know, like Indians, they have um, like they have Sikhs, they got Hindus, and whatever else. So they have some ideas of where things are. They know Bombay, they know New Delhi, and so most Chinese they're very interested. Even white people, you see white people all the time speak great Japanese, Korean, Chinese. It's becoming more and more common. It's just like the humble heart of like that willing to do that. You never see. It's not like it nevers, but like there will be people that are born natively, maybe in Japan and Korea and those places, but then they speak pretty good. But it will, very rarely, like they will outperform a regular localer, except for one. You know what I'm saying? Let me go find this clip for a second. I don't know. How can I find it? Sorry. So in Hong Kong, there previously was one. I think she's Indian. Um, I think she's Indian. Maybe she's Pakistani. Maybe she's Pakistani. I don't know. Yeah, she's Pakistan actually, but she's not Indian. Maybe that's the only way like Pakistan could actually outperform Indians overall. I guess Indians would really hate hearing that, but yeah, she actually scored really high, like in terms of Chinese and It's an outlier, you know. She actually has better Chinese ability than even most Chinese people. So it is possible. It can be done, you know. But like most like Indians, you know, unless they're in Japan, they cannot speak the language. Like they have to speak the language there. They have to do it for work, then they'll learn it. And man, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. And they enjoy like themselves. Like, yeah, let me see if I could find like her photos. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I mean, it really is. It's really quite freshening to see somebody who can speak a, speak a really good Chinese, you know, Cantonese per se. But as far as I'm concerned, most, that's why you see a lot of unrefined things in India, in South Asia, things like that, because they know it all. They think this is already good enough. This is no problem. This is clean enough. It's like they put themselves in a very, very high regard. Let's say, for example, their own home, they'll be very clean. But anybody else, they just drop a piece of shit on it. So, unfortunately, they kind of act like that, And that's why public spaces, in India is total garbage, Or any other places that, Indians, because I've seen, I've also seen like my so one of my Indian friends, like, like the fact that, let's say, for example, how they fold the towels is like they just throw it all on the floor, but the floor is not clean, So, and then you just throw all the towels on the floor after, like, that's washed. But that's why can't they just put it on a table, a clean table and things like that? Have to put it on the dirty carpet, fold it there, give it back to you, and that's because they just don't regard you. It's like, well, it doesn't regard me, then I can shit on it. That's the problem. That's the problem. I mean, I think it's more so on South Asians that I could shit on others. But others is overall arrogance, like overall from the Middle East to this is like they know it all. They don't need to know more. I'm very proud of my own like own culture, and let it be great because I know it all. Now I can't say nothing about like UAE people. I guess most of them are pretty darn well off. But as far as like there are gonna be uncles, man, like and aunties in India where they make like maybe 15 or 14K a year. They already think like they know it all. Somehow they know it all. Somehow they know everybody, you know. And man, just like the fact that I'm literally like just firsthand, firsthand of my guy, who's worked with me, and it's just the arrogance, of like you criticize them, stuff like that. They sort of want to change, but the body doesn't want to change. That's that's how it is. They're gonna be really stubborn, you know what I'm saying? They're very, very stubborn on changing for others. And that's what I call the arrogance. They will never back down on their own culture. They will never back down to learn other people's culture. They never back down to change themselves to fit into others. Now that's like, you know, that's my explanation of brown arrogance. Thanks very much for listening in and talk to you guys later.